Hello and welcome to the Dyson Sphere Program stream where I exploit a lava planet. A slightly different intro to this one, as you can tell, because there was a technical issue during the recording and after about an hour and a half the video freezes up. Unfortunately I couldn't remember what I had exactly done and the audio doesn't give me a full guide, so when we get to that part I'll pop back on again. I've recorded some short segments that will just repeat the video over and over again that are roughly the right builds, but I fully understand if you don't want to watch during those parts because it is just me talking about nothing essentially. So I'll let you know when that happens. It is about an hour and a half in, so I shall see you then. Now for your scheduled program. Hello and welcome to some more Dyson Sphere Program. My name's Trismegistus, and in this series I am attempting to build my first Dyson Sphere in this game. I have played it through once, but I did not actually build a Dyson Sphere because you kind of don't need to. I just need to change a setting. 1 second. There we go. Cool. Right, so we'll get the game loaded up. I don't know that I've got the latest version loaded up. The plan for today is to exploit the lava planet. This lava planet, in fact. It's taken me ages to find a lava planet. For some reason, as you can see here, we had to so that's my home planet. So this is quite away from the home planet. There could be other. I mean, there's going to be others, I'm sure, but it took me a while to actually find one. And the plan for this planet essentially is to use it to make batteries, or to charge batteries, but also to make batteries. So this planet has lots and lots of iron ore, and lots of copper, a good amount of silicon, and lots of titanium. I have not been. All I've done is basically set it up in my usual way with the end caps. I cannot, if I'm totally honest, remember whether I've exploited the other planets in the system, because there's actually 4 planets in this system. An Ashen Jelly Soul, which has also got 15 million iron, but also a bonkers amount of silicon. So we may need to go there to get silicon for the batteries. We've then got an arid desert, which has got even more copper. I was saying in other previous streams, I've got so much titanium, it's insane. And stone as well, 35 million stone on that. I don't have any use for it. We then got a water world, which has basically got coal and oil on it, as you pretty much kind of expect. But and obviously the spiny forms. So I shouldn't imagine we'll need to exploit that for the purposes of the batteries. But the basic idea, now I say we may end up building, wrong button, we may end up building the batteries, say on maybe this one, no, on that one, because that's got all of the silicon. And to make batteries, so the idea, if I get the button presses correct, the idea is we're going to build these lads here. And of course they're iron ingots, they're also supermagnetic rings, so there's a whole production chain in that, which does involve carbon. I'm just realising and remembering. So we may need to go and exploit the water world. But then we've also, also need crystal silicon, which of course is the silicon. So those guys require, basically it's iron and copper until you get to that one. And then it starts needing carbon for the graphite. Now I could just order that in, but obviously we do have that water world, so we could go and exploit that. But I'm not sure if we'll get it all done today. My plan is to set up the charging side of life, because I've not actually played with these. What does it call them? Geothermal power stations. I've not actually done anything with them. I've made loads of them, but I've not had anywhere to put them. Now, as I understand it, you don't have to do anything. They just work, basically. You don't have to provide them with water or you know, any resource or anything like that. Yeah, they just work, basically. Okay. So, I don't know. I assume we can just spam them in wherever. Okay, it's given a percentage. What's that percentage mean? Okay. Oh, okay. So if you put them in... okay. So the number is presumably a reflection of how much space there is around them. So what's the... So 127. So if I put one here... Oh, it won't even let me put it. Too close. Okay. So I guess we need to find the spot in each... You know, each one. That gives us the best percentage. And then work out from there, maybe? So in other words, if I put it there, I get 113. And that's better than the other bits. Get 116 there, okay. So I can probably only get one in here. Well, what gives us the best number? Ooh, was that 85 I saw then? 85, there we go. So how, because how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we get 10 in, let's see how much power we get out of that. Because this planet is, it's not only is it a lava planet, it's like got lots of lava on it. It's not just a little bit. Oh, 122. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we put another 2 in, where's the best? It's going to be sort of in the middle, I guess, somewhere, is it? Oh, so getting 129 down there. Okay. And as I say, sort of work out from there. Oh, I saw a 128. I assume I can move these, yeah, freely. So if we put that there. So that should be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's have a look what's going on with our power situation. So generation capacity is 159 megawatts. Obviously we're demanding, I've got lots, I always used quite a few of these, and we've got the, I don't know if those are charged up yet or not. Yes, they are. 129 megawatts, okay. So does it tell me on each one? Oh, right, okay. So geothermal there's only 39% and it's giving 936. Whereas which one was the best one? Wasn't it this one? Too far away. 129, 3.1 megawatts, okay. Yeah, so it's worth trying to find the best spot, I think. And then sort of working from there, see how many you can get in. Makes it a little tedious to do, if I'm honest. So, I saw a 125, there we go, 125. Oh, 126. Because temptation is to want to put them as close together as I can. But I'm guessing... Oh, 125. Oh, no. Because you can only... You know, you've got to have them a certain separation between them. So if I put one there, I now can't... Oh, I can put one there. But it's only 50-odd%. Oh, I could squeeze one in. Yeah. Need to be put on lava. So some of the patches are obviously too small. Can I get in there? So I don't know. I mean, I assume it's just worth hitting all of them, basically. What does it say about the sort of maximum? Basic generation is 2.4. But it's free power, isn't it? We're not having to burn anything, or... I mean, we're not using up the lava or anything like that, so... Even if it's a low percentage, it seems like it would be worth doing anyway. I guess there's the material cost. They are quite expensive, aren't they? I seem to recall. buildings. What's the... Oh, there we go. Yeah, because they use these, whatever it calls them, the purple triangles. Photon combiners. Oh, well, no, they're not expensive. Is it a lot of everything? Not really. It's only one, you know, super magnet ring. So, they're not that expensive, really, are they? Okay, cool. Right, we'll spam a few of these in. And then I'll do a power generation thing. So I need to be a little careful with the batteries because was that 88? I could easily sort of overwhelm the system essentially. You know, sort of flood it with. You see what I mean? It's really got lots of lava. More, I think, than I've got because I thought we'd end up having to put them far apart, but you can get them really close. You see what I mean? It's absolutely heaving with lava. So I'm not. We may actually run out, but that's not a bad thing. So this looks like the biggest spot. So what we got here? So about 120 maybe is best. 124, 5, 4, 5. There we go. Can we get 2 in there? Yeah, I can get them a lot closer than I thought we were going to be able to, actually. Can I get 1 in there? No. Sneak 1 in there. There must be a diminishing return point, I would have thought, but... So I'm not quite sure what that would be. So, where's a good spot here? We've got... Can I get, say... I thought I saw 126, but... Oh. Well, that's... Oh, 127? Can I then get 1 there? Yeah. Okay. Oh, can sneak 1 in there as well. It's not connected to anything though, is it? Then I got an iron vein here. Let's mine that and connect both of them. I don't know if there's a way to like counterclockwise rotate, but I can only ever seem to get it to clockwise rotate, which is a little bit painful at times. Try and maximize the coverage and then get bored trying to do that. So then, and I'll just slap it in. Okay. So how much power are we generating now? 221. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Okay. So we'll only mine up, because we need iron and copper for the actual batteries, so mine them. I don't think there's any... I can't remember now. I don't know if there's any silicon on this planet, so probably better off doing something like that. Yeah. I mean, I can always come and, you know, edit them, as it were. You know, redo them if it ever runs out. But I'm kind of assuming we'll end up doing so much mining research that we kind of won't need to move them. Because I have exploited so many planets now. So I've got one there. Any lava about? There's one there. You let me put one in there? Not if I attempt to put a miner on it. Okay, so how can I connect these up? Let's put a thingy on there. Oh, there is silicon here. I thought there wasn't any silicon at all. Let's see. No. Okay, so how can we hook these up? Well, I guess I could put the copper one on as well. Gone too far there, I think. Maybe on the other side? Oh, that'll do. So I usually sort of, you know, try and put them up and then get a bit bored and slap them wherever. Put that on there. I'm not going to bother with the titanium. If we ever end up in a situation where it turns out I need more titanium, I'll just add one in, add some in somewhere, because we've got so many planets with titanium and stone as well. I've stopped caring about exploiting stone patches. That's unfortunate, isn't it? I can't hit that on. Oh well. There's an argument for not using these because they drain power, but they're so easy to put down anywhere compared to the others. Cool. Now, can I get one in there? Is it going to go there? Oh, 117. There you go. I assume it can rotate them and stuff as well. Cool. Okay, and then maybe get one in here. Yeah. So there's got to be a way to counterclockwise rotate. Okay, pop it in there. Let's do this one as well. Don't normally bother with the rotating with the smaller miners, but come on, there we go. Connect this to the grid as well. Okay, I'm being a bit random and haphazard here. Right, so I'm guessing this is probably going to be our best spot. 128. We can work over. Oh, well, actually, probably better to put one in here. And then sneak one in. One in there, maybe? 118. This looks quite a nice patch. Not quite sure I understand the logic of the numbers it's saying, but it's got to be something to do with the number of free spots around the actual generator. So I don't understand that was bigger than that one, but that was a bigger patch. Okay. We need that silicon, don't we? Helps if you get the right building though. That way around maybe. We can grab that again. Whoops. It'd be cool if we get like lava weapons or something. You know, when the combat comes in. I think I quite like that. If it had some more, shall we say, wacky stuff. 7. So one of the good things of Riftbreaker was the sort of, they paid a bit more attention to the combat, but I ended up not really enjoying that game because it was too heavy on the combat. And it wasn't all that interesting to me. But I didn't have to pay for it. I got it on Game Pass, so I'm not really complaining. Where can I get this in? It also... So, ooh, no. I want to get that patch. In fact, can I put thingies in there? No. So we could landfill it, I guess, since we can't fit that in. Okay. I'll have to be careful with it being so random. Good chance I'll end up... Because those aren't connected, are they? I'll end up with, you know, disconnected patches. So make sure I pay attention. I mean, this looks like it's... Oh, 8, no, 8, no. Get all of it. Might be better off doing 2 on this one. Let me do 2. Ah. Never quite understood how it sort of lets you clip them, but not let you clip them. Right, so we need to connect connect these to those. So this is the culvert. Is that the only? Is it that? Is that the? Oh no, there's more. Because that's only 3. So there's got to be another... Oh, there is another coal patch. Okay. One there. So this looks like the biggest area. 115, there we go. And then I'll just spam these in close as I can get them, I think. So it does let you put them relatively close. Need to be built on lava. So this, I mean, if you ever needed proof that they nailed the look of this game, I mean, look at that. That looks awesome. Oh, it's just incidental detail on the planet, you know. Look at that. Okay. And 28 looks like the best number. You can absolutely spam these in, can't you? Absolutely spam them in. Why are you at a weird angle? It makes it. I don't know if you can hear that on the stream, because I usually have game audio fairly low, but it's like a bubbling noise. In fact, that's probably better just put in there. Which I assume is meant to be the lava boiling, but... not boiling, you know, bubbling out. So, how do I try and get that? It sounds a bit too organic to me. But I tell you, I am going to run out of these without even... Oh, I've got 70 left, so... Not soon, anyway. Can I get 2 on here, maybe? No. Ooh, 51. So, I mean, I can't... Why is that 51? When it's a smaller bit of thing? Doesn't seem to make sense, though. It'll be fascinating to see how much power I actually get out of this planet. Oh, that was probably a rubbish place. Yeah. Get one in there, squeeze it in, squeeze it in. Budge up, my friend. I wonder what the maximum is that you can get on the percentage. I saw 122 then, but I can't find it again. Oh, okay. Let's just put you in now. Oh, there it was. There we go. Oh, 123. So, why is that one better than that one? Maybe it's more of to do with an alignment with the grid rather than anything else. Maybe. On the right. Because you're likely to be quite a good spot. 111. $104 there. Can't find it. No, can't find it again. Just plop it in there. Oh, some copper. Some copper. That'll do. That'll do. 56. 120 floating around there somewhere. Pretty rubbish numbers. Oh, where's that 17? There it is. 29. I think I'm getting bored of this. I think the fine tuning is possibly irrelevant, given there's so much lava. It's like if you're losing, 3%, what does that really matter if you're going to spam in another 100 of them? Yeah, like I can't now get one in there, even though that's a better number. But if I do that, I can get another one in. So, volume, I'm guessing, is actually the... or density of things. It's probably the thing to actually go for. Can I squeeze another one in there? No, you're not going to let me? Okay. Can I put that a bit closer and then... No, 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 doesn't like that. What about any in there? No, that doesn't count. Wait, did that just say... Oh no, it said 37. I thought it said 137. Okay, so let's get a better one on there. Cool. Now we've got an iron vein and a copper vein. I say it's lousy with copper and iron, this planet. And this is, we're not, I say, it's taken me a while to find this lava planet, but we're not actually that far from the home system, so there's probably some real beauties lurking out there. But hopefully, as I say, we'll be able to do a lot of the old mining, whatever it calls it, mining efficiency, I think, rather than productivity. But oh, there's more iron here. So we may not need to go nuts, you know, with mining up these planets. I'll probably go for an explore and see what's out there, but there's actually a relatively limited number of types of planets. I think this is a double boiler. You know, in reality, there's only like, well, there's like 5 sort of, you know, Earth-like planets, so sort of organic ones. Can I tweak that over and it's maybe, unless, will that go in there? Sneak, oh, I can, yeah, sneak one in. And then connect all that together. In fact, can I connect that all together? Lovely, lovely. These aren't connected to anything, are they? So, can I get you to connect to something else? Maybe. So, I mean, we've not even done half the planet yet. How much power are we producing? Although I'm not connected to... No, that's just the one set, isn't it? Let's put the grid lines on. Yeah, there we go. So maybe if I use this to connect to those ones. I've lost them. There we go. I had about 120, so that sort of shows you how many we've sort of squeezed in just this little part of the planet. I probably won't go. We probably won't spend all stream. In fact, I'm sure we won't, because if it's going to take that many to... Oh, was that a rubbish position? To fill the planet. I don't think we'll have made that many in the interim. You know, they're quite slow to make, I think. And my hub is only really just, you know, trickle production, basically. There we go. Right, so what's not connected? You see what I mean? We're only really doing this... Oh, I suppose I've done that segment as well. I thought I was working down a segment, but it appears I've gone... I've gone off-piste, as it were. Look at them all. Are they all connected? Might be able to get one in there as well. We've sort of done maybe a third of the planet, something like that. And I've used, say, I had about 130 of them. And I've got 28 left, so I've used about 100, I think. It's got to be close to that, anyway. Where am I? I'm here. Okay, so... Well, let's use up what I've got, and then, let's say, we'll focus on sort of setting up the whole battery charging, and because I'm not sure how many I kind of want to do. Because at the moment, a lot of my planets are effectively running on battery power because of the slightly weird way the accumulators work. Because I haven't done the whole... I mean, maybe it is intentional. I mean, they must know about it, but it feels a bit like that's not the intended way they should work, to me. But I say maybe they're just happy with it is, but it seems bizarre to have to both charge and discharge accumulators in order just to use them, you know, like normal batteries, basically. That seems a strange way to set them up. So I think density is more important than getting the best percentages, but I think it's worth hunting for some good spots. Just because they, you know, you can't stack them next to each other very closely. So, 8. Wonder if I can start this in. Maybe there. I'll look and see how much power we're getting in a minute. Can we go in there? I don't think I've heard this track on the soundtrack before. So at 456 megawatts. 457. I guess they take a while to ramp up, don't they? Wow. 450 megawatts. I mean, that's not... I say we're nowhere near covering this planet. That's getting into, you know, small Dyson Sphere territory. You know, comparable... Well, look at it all. There's loads left. Right. Where should we go next? I guess we could try and finish off this segment, maybe? There is quite a lot of buildable land on this planet, but it's all a bit weirdly shaped, and obviously normally I would you know, landfill it, but we want to keep it because we want the lava. So how many have I got left? I've only got 7 left. Okay. Let's see if we can find somewhere with a nice big number. 127. See, why is that only 117? And that's 128. Yeah, I'm not sure I understand the logic of that. Here's a bit of a weird reference. These things remind me a lot of Evangelion, basically. Genesis Evangelion. There's one of the episodes they go into a lava geothermal generating thing, and they kind of look a bit like that facility. Well, they look like my memory of that facility. It's decades since I last watched that. I seem to remember them looking a bit like this. 1 left. Where can we get? Slot you in. Let's just pop it in there. Right, well that's all the geothermal laddies I had. So it should have probably ordered more up. No, I mean we could order more, but I'm not going to put any more in unless we get sort of finished with the battery making. There you go. See, so it's made 100 back home. They'll take a while to arrive, but the warping's quite quick. So, but yeah, so I say we'll put some more in if, you know, if we do all the battery stuff. But I mainly want to get the batteries charging, and we'll see how far we can get building more. I just squeeze you? No. Not that there. It's like tiny 1 pixel adjustments. There we go. Cool. I haven't tapped coal technically. We could maybe go to the water world and get like coal there, because it's got a fair, well, we do oil and stuff, I guess. Right, so I should have also got... Yeah, I got a load of these charging things. So where's a nice space? I mean, I don't mind pulling these up, but it's not, you know... I just use it to help me, like, navigate the planet, basically. And like stone veins, I say, I'm sick to death of mining stone veins, so I've no problem just flattening some of them. Because they're quite big, the chargers. And I kind of want to build them like to the degree that it maxes out the charging, because we're not going to use this planet for much of anything else. So it'd be quite good to, you know, just have it be a charging planet. Maybe we start on that side. Yeah, okay. So let's find a good place. So if we start like here. No, put it there, because they are real. I say they are real monsters, the chargers. But what we can do, I say, what we'll do is a little. It's not really a cheat, but let's see if. Let's just see if we can set it up first. But basically, we can. We don't need to use splitters, so you can. Save a bit of space. Now I think we should proliferate them. I don't really know if it's that beneficial. Don't know. Have I even got a proliferator? Yes, I have. Okay. I'm not going to set it on demand yet. But we'll put them in. Then we'll see if we can fit the proliferator in. So we would have the empty ones coming out this way. And then I think proliferating them both ways is okay. Don't actually know though. So can we fit that? Because what you can do basically is that. We'll have to offset them. But you can have a belt going in. And just grab from the belt. So you don't need to use splitters. You can if you want, but they take up. They're a weirdly big thing, a splitter. I find, and also, you know, well, also we can do pass through, so we don't need to do combining belts or anything. I think we can with charging. We'll have to test that out, but we'll have to offset them to do that. So I think I might actually let's see what it looks like with a splitter. Is it any better? Yeah, I suppose this way I don't have to offset them, do I? It's not a massive difference. Yeah, that'll do, I think. Well, it's what I did on the home planet, so... Oh, you're going to not connect to the belt, are you? Oh... Don't. There we go. No. 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 There. Yeah, I'd say I think we can do pass through. With the charged batteries. We shall see. And then we want to go that way. Can I align proliferator? Yes, I can. And then that way. Oh. Wrong slot. And then line that up there. And I guess we'll have a little cheeky one coming outside. And go up. Oh. Right. I don't remember them doing a patch and saying they'd change the music again, but I don't recognise this song either. It's cool, I like it, but I just don't recognise it. Right. So probably only need one connection, I think. So, can I get a bit that I can... If we do another one... Might be able to do a copy and paste. Maybe. Oh, that's not connected, is it, that belt? Ah, dear. No, where have you gone there? No. It's because it's going on their hitboxes, basically. What? Why aren't you going in? There. And the hitboxes of some of the assets are weird. Just sort of don't make sense. Like you can put power poles in places that you'd think you wouldn't be able to. It's basically it lets you clip, but not in a sort of not in a way you might think is logical. But yeah. Right. No, can I just copy and paste this a bit? What? No. What you? No. From there. Use now. Oh, it's got the blooming proliferator in it. Is that too close? Yeah. Too close. Okay. So we're still gonna have to sort of hook them up, but no. So it looks like it needs to be like you know, aligned with the grid, basically. Okay. Let's see if we can hook these belts up. So this could be a little painful. Attach to the belt, please. No, go in. Well, see, why is that not going in? There we go. That's what she said, obviously. There we go. And then, oh, let's do these ones first. Come on. Come on. I need to connect. No. No. That one. No. To there. Oop. That one. No. To there. You all hooked in? I think so. Right, so let's get some requesting going on. Let's demand that up first. I say I believe it's best to proliferate both, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Because the descriptions confuse me at times. So, if all the raw materials of this repair have a proliferator point, the effective extra production speed up. So that's making them, you see. It's not saying anything about charging them. But what does it say in my inventory? If I grab one. As material, if the item is sprayed with proliferator, it will speed up the production, so you can blast them through quicker. As material, if the item is sprayed with proliferator, it will speed up the production. So does that mean it speeds up the power of production, or? I don't know. Right, so juice is in. Let's demand those. Do we want all of them, or do we want to spread them out across several? What have I actually got in here? Because there's not that many, like, spare in the system. I say, because I've got literally one machine making them. Not making them when they used to make orbital collectors. Oh, okay. Right, welcome back, Design. Thank you. Bird sprayed accumulators don't do any infused for power. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. It's a bit confusing what it does and doesn't do. So there's not many in the system because I want to go and make a load more, but proliferate to stack 48 points. Proliferate to put extra production speed up. But can only production speed up. The item can only... Yeah, so that's making them when you put them in the orbital collectors. But you see it says fuel chamber gen plus 300%. And then it only says 100% when that's switched off. Which implies it does do something? Don't know. I mean, that's not even showing it with the symbol, is it? So... Oh, and then... Wait. Why has it got... Yeah, as I say, it says it's got the fuel chamber gen plus 300%, but what does that mean, fuel chamber? Because the only fuel chamber I know is this. Unless can you put accumulators in your mecha? Wait, where are these going? Let's just have a quick look then. Oh, you can! Ah, so that's what it's referring to. I haven't tested it, to be fair. I guess I've not had too bad a day. It's a bit frustrated. One of my clients is just not providing the information they need to, so it's all a bit sort of tedious. But there's like a crunch deadline on Wednesday, so they've kind of got to do it by then. Yeah, so you can use accumulators in there, and it's just like because I've made a mistake. For some reason, I'm not proliferating the deuterium rods, which I don't quite know why, because I thought I'd set it up. It's been ages since I've been back to the home planet, so so I don't quite know what I've done wrong there. But right, so this is discharging for this fuel chamber. I didn't know you could put them in your mech. The scaling on the game is a bit weird, isn't it? Because it's like you can actually use them like Factorio style accumulators because you know they're buildings, so you can put them down, and they will discharge into the grid. So that'll discharge it, and it'll charge up as well when there's excess power. And I'm not sure. I mean, I get why they have these sort of thing, but I don't know that this isn't a better, in a sense, use of them. Particularly when you're early game and solar and stuff like that. Anyway, what I wanted to check. When you discharge, I don't think that you get the accumulator back. Yeah, but it's like it's like all of these games where this thing is as bigger than the mech, right? And he's like taller than the tallest building on Earth, basically. So it's like, what, twice as big as he is? Or half as big again? And yet it also fits on a belt. And this can hold a stack of like 5 of them. It's all sort of brain warping, really, isn't it? What I wanted to try and check is how... So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10... Oh, we've got 12. I thought we had 10. But... how quickly do they discharge? How much power is it using up? 42.7? That's wrong. This mustn't be connected to... Oh, right, there's a gap there, look. Why is there a gap there? Apart from incompetence, obviously. Let's just put in... turbines connecting. Right, now that's the main grid. I think. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Right, so what's it doing? So that 12 is only demanding 25. So I could support like 25, 50, 20 of this set. And that's just with what I've got so far. I don't get why it has the arrows. Maybe it's just a coincidence of how they've designed it. If the accumulate, if this, you know, doesn't really do anything, why bother having the arrows? The arrows imply that it is something related to them. But I think it's just like a direction indicator or something, is it? You know, I'm now charging, I'm now discharging. And they've just coincidentally used the same symbols for the, you know, for the proliferation. What are you still charging? Okay. So say it looks like we could support 20 of these with just what I've got so far. Crikey. Okay. So, are they being shipped out? Is there demand happening in the system? Yeah, so they are moving around. Are we getting some coming in as they're getting used up? No, we're not. Oh wait, well, I'm not requesting them. Why am I not requesting them? Is that a separate? Have I doubled it up somehow? No, I haven't. Six incoming. Okay. Right, so, if the proliferation doesn't do anything, then really we should take that off, wouldn't we? Because there's no point wasting it if it's not really having any effect. So I assumed I hadn't really understood, well, I didn't know you could put them in your mech. Excuse me. Because I'm already proliferating them when I'm making the orbital collectors, so, you know, in order to make the orbital collectors, so I don't really need to proliferate them here. And if it doesn't have any effect, you know, in terms of charging speed or anything, we might as well just get rid of that then. I say it's a bit odd, that, if you ask me, because it's sort of... well, I'll just kill it off, actually. So if you think about it, it would... Because, you know, you can't proliferate in the fuel stuff. But then I suppose that's what it means by, you know, fuel chamber, doesn't it? Right, are you going to let me copy and paste, or are you going to be a bit of a pain? Let's put it... Where have I put it? I put it in the middle there, haven't I? Oh, no, it's letting me do that. So if we put it there... Is that lined up? Oh, yeah, so let me do that one. And that one there. We could probably put... So I don't mind getting rid of these wind turbines. They're just, you know... Well, it's just because I always do them, basically. Hooks everything up while I'm charging. I mean, I could just extend it rather than put more of them in. That means hooking the belts up again, doesn't it? Right. You should be able to get one in there, at the very least. No. Need foundation support. Even though it looks perfectly level, we need foundation support. Okay. I guess there's some tiny little divot here. Yeah, there we go. Well, we're not going to get a geothermal jobby in there, so we'll get rid of that. Don't need it to be gigantinormous. Okay. We let me put it in now. Yep. And then there. Yep. Now you're going to overlap with the lava, aren't you? Yeah. How many is that though? So that's 2, 4, 6. I think 6 is more than enough. In fact, that's a ridiculous amount of stuff. The geothermals look cool. I never use them. Yeah, they're really good. I mean, the whole lava planets are just awesome. I mean, where was the patch? Oh, I haven't looked that one up, eh? Where was the patch? Missed. Where was the big? Here we go. Well, obviously it's got the stuff in the way, but yeah, they look really, really cool. But they've, I mean, they kind of outdone themselves with the whole, look of everything, really. It's interesting that they seem to. I mean, I can't recall anything of them tweaking the balance in any way. I don't remember any changes like that where they've said, well, actually, you get 2 ingots out of this ore instead of 1, or changing any of the recipes or anything like that. They seem to have, I don't know, they seem to have cracked it from the very beginning, and all of the assets, all of the models look final basically when they come in. Then I don't think there's been one where they've changed it. And they're really, I mean, I've said this before, they're really clever with how they do. They always look awesome, and a lot of it's to do with the lighting effects they use, which I think probably also reduces their sort of processing cost, because I mean, this has obviously got rotating things, but something like this is like a lighting effect rather than, it's not really, I mean, that's the same one as the normal thing, and you've got this thing going up like a conveyor belt. Well, that's kind of it, but using an awesome lighting effect that looks a lot sort of matrixy style. I assume it's meant to be turning them into quantum particles or something, but they look really awesome, and it's a very, it's not simple, but it's a very how would you put it, efficient way of achieving something that looks really, really good. Because there are no moving parts on this, basically, apart from that thing going up and down. And yet it looks really cool, and get lots of lights on it and make it glow and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, these look really, really good. With the following construction mode, the geothermal generators. I like that they put it in as well, and it doesn't have any. There's no complication to it, so you don't have to provide it with water or, I don't know, sulfuric acid or something. They just work. You just stick them in and they work. But yeah, the whole lava, the lava planets always looked awesome, and it was a bit of a shame to just pave over the lava. I think I've run out of these guys, haven't I? No, not quite. I just ran away basically. So yeah, so what we need to do now, or what I need to do now, is make a load of batteries. The question is whether I'm going to build them here. Because say that's only 6. The number of lava ones I've got at the moment, I could support 10. And I've not even exploited half the planet. Oh, here you go. This was the really awesome one. They look so cool, those things. And then even these rocks are pretty cool. But yeah, I've got, you know, loads and loads. We could probably get a Dyson Sphere worth of power out of this. But yeah, we need to make batteries, basically. Or I need to make batteries. Now, should I make them here? Because we do have some nice spaces. It's just if I needed that sort of space again, could I support that? I mean, we've certainly got this space. As I say, I don't mind flattening the stone. Because I've got so much stone, it's kind of a joke, really. Or do we go to another planet and do it on another planet? Because if we're going to need... We're going to need carbon. And we've obviously got crude oil there. I think what I'll do, rather than make the rather than make the stuff out of oil or anything like that, we'll just order it in. And I can just exploit that world later on, sort of thing. So that was the 24 million silicon, wasn't it? And then, which is the... That's the no silicon. And then that's the water world. 2, 3, 4. So it's that one we would need to exploit it on. I don't think I've even set it up, though. How much room would making batteries take? Let's do it from that point of view. Because I don't mind, you know, we could always pave some of them over. Because there's way more than I thought we would get. Because I didn't realise you could put them so close. Where's a good place to make some batteries then? Let's try and make them here, maybe? Where's that? What? Where was it? Was near this coal, wasn't it? I was thinking. Yeah, look, you know, it really looks like a blasted rock. It's really cool. Right, so north. So equator must be somewhere here. Okay, so... Oh, gold is literally on the equator. Okay. Okay. So if we had... Because batteries are... or accumulators are sufficiently complicated, aren't they? That I'm going to need either 2 small ones or 1 big one. Because they got 3 inputs. And we should, I guess we should proliferate them. I'm not entirely sure then. So, imagine speed up. No, so it's speed up production, isn't it? Oh no, wait. No, that's saying. Hang on. Let's put it in now. Let's do one of them. So, if I'm making accumulators. No, you can get extra products. Okay. Yeah. So how long does each one take to build? Each one takes 5 seconds. And a belt does 30, or was it? Yeah, 30 items. So 5 would get us 1 per second. So in order to fill a belt with 25% proliferation, we would need... So we'd need 30 times 5. I don't think we're going to do that many, so I don't think we need to worry about filling the belt. And that's a bonkers amount. I mean, if we needed to feed that, how many belts would we actually need? Because that's probably the better question. Oh yeah, we need 6 iron and 6 crystals. So what we actually want to do is probably, I don't know, say 20 on a side, because then it would be 6 a second delivery. And that's like, yeah, okay. Okay, let's do that then. So, I don't recognise this music. I think we'll go with interplanetary just because it makes it a little bit simpler. I say I like it. I'm not complaining about it, but I was just wondering if maybe there's specific music for specific planet types. So do that to give us a bit of room for proliferation. That's probably a bit far, isn't it? Yes, put the first one there. Right, so if we have the input going that way, and then we've got 3 thingies, so if we do, well, let's set these up. So we want them, we want them, we want them, and then we want some proliferation juice. Right, 200 of that. Although I've got a load, haven't I? So make that say 1,000. What's the ratios? Because it's like 6 to 1, isn't it? So 6,000, 1,000, 6,000. 6,000, 1,000, and 6,000. Okay. So we'll definitely make those 2 locally here. Whether I make those maybe on a different planet, I'm not sure. But because I don't want to use up all the, I want to be able to stick in loads of accumulators charging in here. Yeah. So everything is remote off. And I won't set the demands yet. Okay, so that's the input. That's the return, rather. So if this is, say, the iron, we can put that on either side. And then we can have another set here. I think. Let's just think about the inputs and outputs. So input, output. If I rotate that, will that work? No, of course it won't. That needs to be on the outside if I want to do that. So that's the output, and that's the input. Now it rotates. Collide with other object. That's the point, though. That's the point, though. Okay. And then we have the other 2 coming out the sides. Them. Wait, I've done that wrong, haven't I? Well, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. But if I... No, we can have the proliferation stuff come out elsewhere. Right, so magnets, crystals, magnets, crystals, input, 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 input. Okay, right, let's get the proliferation on the go. Oops. Will you fit there? Oh. And then we'll just sneak it out the side here. Level. Oops. Okay, let that fill up. The numbers will be a bit off, and to start with, because Because for some reason it goes a bit random when you sort of pick the things up by hand. Sort of loses the self-proliferation and stuff for some reason. Don't really understand why. So if that's 5, let's do 5, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10. Oops, copying the wrong one. So that's 5 again. That's 10. So that's 20 of them. We should be able to support that. And also we then avoid the coal. Let's get some power on the matter. You go in there? No. Okay, no worries. Right. So, okay. Maybe one there. And one here. Cool. Right, let's get some demand on the go. Do them. So we want to supply them. We want to demand that, demand that, demand that, demand that. Cool. So we now need to make the raw materials. Okay, so how many do I actually need? If I've got, I think I'll just make a, you know, just saturate it really. I could always like export the excess maybe. And I say I want to order, actually, I want to order in graphite rather than make it, I think. Where's a good one to use? Let's use that one. So I want to order in graphite. Cool. So that one will just be, you know, as is. We need that for the magnetic rings, obviously. Right, let's do a silicon build, a silicon crystals build. I'm kind of hoping I can, if I need more of them, I can stick it in that gap maybe. I don't think we'll need quite as many of those because it's very slow to charge. So you need a lot more chargers than you do sort of builders, as it were. Right. So if we put this, because there is silicon on this. Here we go. I haven't exploited that one. So silicon there. Could we maybe sneak in a silicon crystal build here? Because if we imagine we need, say, a belt's worth, what does that end up looking like? Oh, we may. I'm looking at the numbers on the render time for this. I don't quite understand what the problem is, because for me this plays perfectly smooth. It's just, I think what I was saying is, I think it's what I was saying basically. So these lighting effects are like GPU intensive. I think that's the issue. I don't imagine one would fit in there, would it? Can't really tell. Okay. I think that's what's causing it to crump, because so the frame rate is just atrocious on the stream, and I think it's just because my, you know, the combination of this intensity of, you know, what would you call it, graphical effects as it were, and the fact my system is quite old, so it's not very performant, is what causes that to happen basically. So yeah, apologies if it is running like a dog, or I'm really stuttery and stuff, but where's the weight is there. Okay. So we put, I'm just aware there's a discontinuity there. So if we put this here, and then we'll be ordering in silicon ore and exporting silicon crystals. And we need to smelt it halfway in between. I don't think I'm going to proliferate this, can't be bothered. I'll say there's so much silicon kicking about, but if we run out of it here, I could just order it in from one of my other planets that's drowning in silicon. Right, so how does this work? So we've got a 2-second time to make one crystal from one thing, and a 2-second time to make it from 2 bits of raw silicon. So you can make one in half a second, and you only require half a second, so it's a direct feed. We could also do the fractal silicons, I guess. But it's 2 to 1, so if we were going to try and do a full belt, then we would need 2 full belts coming out, if that makes sense. So, oops. So what we could actually do is have that be the input and that be the output, and feed half the machines with one and half the machines with the other. Why are you telling me that? So if we've got a little bit of space in case I do suddenly decide I want to proliferate. And then this will be regular. I suppose that's the point, but that's what makes it. In fact, I can't do that, can I? Because that's actually. I could do them side to side, but that's going to be the raw silicon coming out. So what we could do, just in case I did want to proliferate it, I'd have to bring it in from somewhere else. But we could have that go back into the machine and come back out again, if you see what I mean. It'll make more sense when I do it. Right, so this is the smelting of silicon bricks. So we want that on the outside, don't we? Okay. And so it goes back in, and then we have some more machines. Why don't we do that? I wish it didn't remember the thing for copy and paste. So we can have... Oops. Why didn't you build? I have to get rid of these awesome rocks. I quite like these rocks. They're my friends. Right. And then we have that going that way. It's a bit of a weird build, but if I did, as I say, want to proliferate, that would give me the option to do it. I mean, I could do it that... It wouldn't really make any difference then, would it, though? Because I could have the output, you know, go this way and come back around. But say it's not going to make any difference. Because then I could put the proliferation at the end, but say it's easier doing it up here. But this needs to be crystals. Yeah, okay, that'll do. Bit of an odd build, but I'm not bothered. Right, so output here of silicon. It's going to be quite long, isn't it? And then that's the input coming the other way. Oh, I don't like that that's not symmetrical. You know. Let's do that. Cool. And then if that's 5, Then that's 10. And that's 15. And that's what we can support, I think, isn't it? On one side. Put that there. That to there. Equivalent number of that there. Feels like I've forgotten a half factor somewhere, but why are you doing that? Lack of item? Oh, blimey. Oh, I've used up all my smelters. Let's order some more in then. If I haven't already. Nope. Right, let's get some more smelters. They'll take a little while to turn up though. Buildings, smelters. Set it to 100. But it brings whatever. Okay, let's grab some more belt. We've got a load of belt that we've used. Order some more of that in. Have I got these? Yeah, I got these, so I don't need to order them. What about bots? No, I've got loads of bots. It's brought a load more of that, which is cool. Cool. I kind of imagine I will offshore all of the battery production to this planet, essentially. So I'll stop doing it on the home planet. With the caveat that, obviously, the I need it for the orbital things, so we might as well use it for that. But in terms of charging it and that sort of thing, we'll use this planet, and then the Dyson Sphere can be dedicated to the whole antimatter photon, whatever it calls it, thing, rather than, you know, charging all the planets basically. I just wanted to make sure if I did end up proliferating this, and I say I can't really see why I would, then it would need to be there. And one, oops, and one there. Will it let me put a power thing in here? Yeah, cool. Another one here. That reach? I could maybe just plop it on the end, because I'm not going to extend this, I don't think. Nope, end doesn't reach. If I put you there, are you going to obstruct the smelters? Have you brought one of my arc smelters? Not yet. Not yet. Okay, let's give you a minute then. Right, we could set these to demand, so it's like, it doesn't really matter, does it? We could just put that like that. Put some bots in. And these, I mean, this is probably filled up, is it? Yeah, there we go. And there's other veins on this planet. That's another thing I'll do between streams, because I'm aware it's 6:30 already. So that's takes 2 seconds to make. Oh, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. So we've only got 30, so it should be half a lane coming that way. Hello, me again. This is where, as you can probably tell from the last few seconds, the video stopped. The audio just kept going, and I was still streaming. It's just that the video froze, and what you've just seen lasts for the entire remainder of the video. I've recorded some short segments of the builds, only a couple of minutes long, and I'm going to loop those over and over again. So fully understand if you've got to this point and you don't really want to see that, and you're not really interested in me basically talking about nothing. But that is it for the rest of the stream. Thanks very much for sticking with it if you do so. And as per usual, like, subscribes, follows on Twitch and all that sort of stuff is very much appreciated. When we get to the end, I'll put the schedule screen up again while I do the outro if you want to catch me live on Twitch. Yeah, thanks for watching. Never had a technical issue like this one before. Wasn't quite sure what to do, so this was my solution. Thanks for watching. Cheers. This is stacking up because I got nothing using it up here, I think. Right. Have we got them yet? No, no. We are quite away from the home system, so that's not entirely surprising. But oh, I had more than that. There you go. Right, yes, okay, so the other thing we need to make is iron plate. So I think we should just do another build here. Maybe in this space here. That's not very straight, is it? There then, maybe. Unless this one... Oh, I could put it right next to us here, yeah. Because this is iron ore here, so it'll drag it from that to start with. Cool. Okay, so... let's see if we can squeeze you in there. There? No, there. And then, again, not going to proliferate this one. So we want... where is it? Iron ore coming in. Iron plate coming out. But iron ingot coming out. And these ones are 1-to-1. So we can just go out on the side. In the middle. Oh, I haven't got any ups. Oh no, I have got. Wait. What items was it telling me I didn't have then? Oh, it's the inserters. How the heck have I not got any inserters? That was an error. I don't know why I've not got any inserters, but there you go. So the only problem with this whole manufacturing hub and all that sort of stuff, it can take a while for things to arrive. Yeah, I just haven't ordered any yet. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, so it was inserters we were missing then. Not arc smelters. Right. No, I mean we need arc smelters anyway, so. Put that there, a bit of a gap. Wait, what did I do on this one? How big is that gap? Let's be consistent at least. So that was... Yeah, 2 and then 1, basically. That's what I always do. Thought so. So... Oh, that will fit there, won't it? 1, 2... It's kind of... It's one of the most fortuitous things that I do that, because it meant on all my... Oh, you see, yeah, see, I haven't got on it. On all my builds, I was able to just stick in the proliferation quite easily, because I had the gaps pre-prepared. So that's 5... What? 10... 15... that should be the same. Take that up there, take that back in. We'll put the power in and stuff. Let's see if we can get that there. And that there maybe. Okay. So this needs to be, well, we need bots in, we need, oops, demand. Cool. Are they here yet? Yep, there we go. Right. Take all of them then. Might as well grab those as well. Right, so let's finish off this one first. No? Why you do that? All out there. So a bit of a weird way of doing it, but that's sort of oh, hello there, Beta DGS. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. You're really far into the game. Yeah, so I mean, I could have finished, you know, finished ages ago. But I've already played the game through once, and what I wanted to do, because when I played through the first time, I didn't make a Dyson Sphere, because you don't sort of technically have to do the mission complete, because you can use the Dyson swarms basically. So I didn't finish it, and back then we didn't have copy and paste or blueprint or anything, and it was kind of making my finger hurt doing all the clicking. So what I'm doing at the moment is, I mean, at the moment I'm exploiting this lava planet because that's new and I want to play with it basically. But I'm making individual planets with science on, so I've already done red science, blue science and yellow science. So these systems, I can't show it. I wish you could zoom in on the planets and actually see the planets. But basically this system, no, it's the other one I think, but there's two for blue, but one of these is like making blue science basically in the system, and oops, another one's making red, and I say I've done yellow as well. So we've basically got purple and green to go, and then I'm going to head back to the home planet and we'll sort of fire up research. And so basically I'm planning actually have the day off this Friday and Monday, so I'm probably going to do some longer streams. And basically we'll try and finish science. Well, try and finish the science builds. Will you let me? Oops, no, wrong thing. You gonna rotate? No, of course you aren't. And then yeah, basically it's a case of just sort of, you know, making more and more stuff to actually make the Dyson Sphere. We all laid down. Yeah, that's good. Right, so that's supplying that. I assume you are a player, Beta DGS. You play the game, or you just sort of watch it on on Twitch and stuff, or. So that's the iron plate. So we need to do the super magnet rings. Am I going to get that done in 25 minutes? Because what we need to do... Because don't you only need one of them, though? Because these other two, we need 6 for every single, accumulator, so big builds make sense. But if we only need 1 for every accumulator... And alright, I'm making quite a few, but not that many. Because each one takes 3 seconds to make. I could look at doing maybe a quite a compact build that just makes them directly. I would just sort of scale it back, as it were. So maybe if we try and make, say, 5 a second, that's then 15. And we can, like, have a single hub place. Because the trouble is they're quite complicated recipes. Are they, though? So, because if we do, direct install, we'll have to belt it in case I want to proliferate, but we would need I mean, we're ordering in the graphite. I could potentially order them in. I know I'm making loads on another planet. Like loads more than I need. But we could set up a magnet build and a cog build and a magnetic coil build, and then we need copper, you see, so it is quite a lot to get done in sort of 20 minutes or so. I mean, the other option is I just order them in because I know I'm making them elsewhere. The problem with that is I don't think I'm making them... We would be able to support it at the moment because there's nothing going on in my home system. Because I've done as much of the thing as I can do. So it's just sat there doing nothing. It's not doing any science. It's not doing any... I could... and I could add extra rings on, but extra Dyson spheres on. But it's not doing the swarm. That's all switched off while it waits, as it were. So we would be able to support it for now, but as soon as that all kicked in, we'd then be starving for magnets if I did that. Tricky conundrum. Tricky conundrum. I mean, yeah, let's make them locally. So we could just sort of chop some of this out, literally put it next to each other. So if we have another hub here, oops. How close can I get that and it's still be okay? Let's put it there. Because I think these are all really simple, aren't they? I mean, I guess we wouldn't even have to... Yeah, we could just do it from ingots again, because we're making a lot of ingots. I could maybe double that build up if it runs short. Do we get to the stage... It's not worth proliferating them either, really, is it? Okay. So this becomes a demand. Well, I could belt it over, we're right next to it, but what? So, take that down there. It's all 1 second stuff, isn't it, I think? It's just... So how many would we need? So if we wanted to make, 10 a second, which is, I think, way more than... Because how many of those are we making? We're making... I've got... Where's that build? So this is here. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. These are blue machines though, so it's faster, or whatever, turquoise machines, so it's faster than that. So it's actually more like 30. But they take 5 seconds each. So it's only 6 a second that we're making. So we would need 6 a second of the supermagnet rings. If I did want to sort of double that up, we could just do another build basically. So if I wanted to make 6 a second, I would need 18 of those. Which I would then need 36 of those. Is that right? Because it's 2 to 1, 36. And that then is 2 more of them. So 72. That's only half, so that's 36. And they only take a second each. Yeah, so if we just do a belt's worth, basically, it should be okay. I can always say, you can always just copy and paste them up. Oh, I've brought that out the middle, and that's... I've not been consistent. I've not been consistent. Right. Oops. There. Leave the gap for if I end up wanting to do it. Will it fit in there? Yep. So this is then gears. I mean, we could... No, that would be dumb. I was going to say we put the other one on the other side, but that doesn't make sense, does it? Right. Inserters. So... Actually, let's put the other one on the other side first. And then... So if that's now output... Oops. And that needs to be output. Input. Input. Oh. So 5, 10. Oh. No. 2, 15. 20 gives us a belt, because these are 1 1/4. I can't remember in this game. I'm thinking Factorio. Oh, it's 1 1/2. Okay. So that should be a belt's worth, I think. Looks like it. Looks like it's full. Okay, so that's belt's worth of them. We'll then need to make the... whatever it calls them, magnets. Can I fit it in here? We'd have to go off axis, as it were. Nice to have them all together, though. Keep each other company, you know. Right. Let's put it there. And the magnets, it's like 1.5 seconds, isn't it, or something? Yeah. So they're slightly slower. But if we just do the same number, belts and stuff, that'll be fine, I'm sure. So I can always double things up. So if we take that at the top, and then take the input in that way, then we want these guys. Bit of a gap for proliferation. If we want to, at some point, copy that. In fact, put the other one on. So we want input, output, output, input. Oops. So that's 5, 10. Ow. Oh. Because that's like, what, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. It's that thing where it, like, the gaps change as you go up the planet. So we're going to be one short, basically. Oh, I forgot to put the belts in. So I can always stick another build in. Or proliferate it. That gives us free stuff then. Right, so power. Let's put one there. There. Yeah. Okay, so we got the magnets, or like the raw magnets, or whatever it calls them, because we need them as well, magnetic coils. But then I think, I say these, we make like directly, like direct feeding, because I'm not intending to export any of this from this planet. But we've now got iron plates, iron gear wheels, and we got the magnets, which we need for these anyway. Carbon obviously is coming in, so we need to make these guys, magnet coils. We probably are going to have some bigger builds, but so I'm sort of relying on the fact that we don't need a lot of stuff. But we're going to do copper. In fact, if I'm literally not, if I don't need copper for anything else, we might as well do a combined smelt. Because I've done them separate because we need them for both magnetic coils and the rings. But motors, yeah, I don't need copper for anything else, do I? So we could find a copper patch, order these in, and make magnetic coils, you know, and smelt the raw copper. I'm putting them close to the patches just so the bots aren't travelling enormous distances, because obviously they have to sort of stock up. So we've got a patch there, but that's not very convenient, is it? Because we'll need a bit of width, really. Oh, what about here? Yeah, okay, let's go and do that. As I said, I mean, this planet I will, you know, finish off the lava things and put all the patches on, and I'll go and do the other systems, other planets in the system, get them fully exploited. But that's not, I wouldn't say that was particularly interesting stuff, so hopefully I'll get it all done by... So if we use an interstellar one, might need a bit more room than that. If we put it there, then we can order in the raw copper, the raw magnets. No, I don't actually need them. So let's go with the cheaper one. Is that right? Because I can order in raw copper. I guess there's that thing if I wanted to send it back in to itself, and so that in theory I could proliferate it. But we could also just bend belts back on themselves. It's not a massive, you know. I'm not fussed about spaghetti, so no. Let's go with let's. I say at some point I may end up exporting some of this stuff. So let's go with that. So I'm kind of, I mean, I'm playing with these more to learn it, because in reality we should unlock the whatchamacallits, the suns basically, because they're way better. Because then you just have to ship their fuel around. It's quite difficult to produce that fuel, but you know, at that stage we'll be able to build a full Dyson Sphere, so we should be okay. So none of this needs to be remote. This one's a supply and these ones are demands, but I won't set... Well, that one's storage, isn't it? Is that right? I am making magnets, aren't I? Okay. So, how do we arrange this then? Because we want to do sort of smelting on one side. Because I don't actually need that many. If I'm only producing, you know, whatever it was, 6 a second, then I need 18 machines, and I need 36 of those, which is 2 of them, 72, and half of one. Well, it's 2 though, isn't it? So, well, I am going to need quite a lot of them actually. Okay, let's see if we can produce a belt, and then maybe we have to double this up, but they only take 2 seconds, half a second to make each one, and of course the machines are half as fast, so if it was 15, so we only need 10 to fill a belt basically. What do we make them in? Assemblers, but that's smelting, isn't it? Okay. Okay. So let's put these ones on the bottom because they're bigger. No, yeah. Not actually sure what's sensible there. But we'll put them on the bottom. Needs to be moved over by one. Okay, so if this is making the coils, then what does it need? It needs... Oops. It needs... So it makes 2, but it uses 2 and 1. Okay. And I say we want to bring them back in. Okay. So I think we'll have like raw copper here. Smelted copper that way. And smelted back out again. And end products. Oh, I've only got 3 lanes, haven't I? Is that there? So we can have the output. In fact, why don't I do something different there? So we can have, say, oops. Try again. So we have the let's have magnets there, copper there, and then copper going that way. Smelters here. That. Raw copper that way. Okay. I think this is half a belt, isn't it? So I need like 15 of them. 5. So that's product. Not that. Not that. Alright, and then, as I say, we only need like, whatever it was, 5 machines or something silly. I didn't put the recipe on there. What's that? So we'll just copy that down for the time being. And then we'll work out the belt mess, the inserter mess. So that's copper coming out, isn't it? That's copper coming in. That's one product and the other product. And that's the output. I think it's 10 of those, isn't it? So 2 for 5, 5, 2 for 5. No? And then copy that down. So it just gives me the option to proliferate because you know, it may become desperately important to do that. I don't know. I shouldn't think so, but you never know. Oh, you're not powered. Okay. Can I move that? And get all of you? Yeah. Okay, so let's demand that. We need some bots in. So we need to demand that as well. That's a storage for now. And that's a supply. Okay. Okay. Let's see it working. Let's see it working. So this should be half a belt. Are you bringing them in? Why are you not bringing them in? What have I done wrong there? Oh, I never demanded that. Okay. No wonder it's not working. No wonder. So we've got some coming over now, apparently. Oops. Yeah, probably need another one of them, I think, but we'll see. Right, are you all working now? No, you're still not getting stuff. But then it's still going in, so that's hardly surprising. We got some though, so let's see if we can make the next bit in 3 minutes. I think I'll just go a little bit longer because it's just the one more build. And then we should have batteries made. Or being made. Tempted to put it in here. That's probably a bad idea, but I'm all about the bad idea. Right, so let's use inter... Oh, it's also across... Is it? Oh, it's one... Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, that's fine. Put it here then, maybe? So the idea of this one is we're going to order in... Well, we're going to make these. But in order to make those... I think we need 2 of these, don't we? Because in order to make those, we need these and these. And those are made from magnets, so we need them. Yeah, we need 2 of these. Okay. Okay. Where can I fit them? So if I just copy that over so I don't lose what I've done already. Now, maybe we could think of it as being the production up the middle. So, because we can then put this all the way up here. And this... Oh, it's too close. Is that because it's too close to that one? Or too close to that one? Ah. Too close to that one. Okay. Where was... okay. Okay. So can I tweak you up a little bit? So if, oh no, don't do that. So if that one is on the very edge of that, and then we put another one as close as we can. Go on. So yes, if that one's making that, how do we make everything else? So, it's copied the recipes over. So, we want to make those. And to make those, we need those and those. But to make those, we also need those and those. So if I swap them round, so it's a little bit clearer. But so we can make those using those 3. Then we can make those using those 2. And then we make those using the 2 in there. And this one is probably worth proliferating, I would imagine. But we're going to have lots of ins, you know, going in and out and backwards and stuff. Is what I'm anticipating. So we need... Oops. No. Those 3. In fact, probably better off taking them out here. To give us maximum amount of slots. So that one. How big does a proliferation need? That one there. Oh, there's plenty of room. Okay. So we can have... Which one did I do? I did that one. So with that one. Although, yeah, actually, might be better... Will that work? I think it might work. So if we do actually iron plate and gears out of these two... No, you've turned round. You've turned round. Like that. Could maybe do the third one as well. If I just sort of move those up one notch. Oops. But what I'm thinking is this one goes on the other side and then I can share it. So this is making motors. Like this. So it gets a bit odd because you sort of... It's easier to send them back. Oops. So the motor's coming this way. Well, I could just loop it round. That's one option. But if we feed it in and then feed it back out again. So that's the regular motors, which we want to proliferate. Oops. Come here. Come on. Come on. Put that there. And then we proliferate that one. I mean, we could do either, but if we do that one. Is that lined up? That's lined up. So this is making regular motors and outputting them, so it's taking in those two, which are its two exclusive ingredients. It's then taking the other one so this then is making the whatever it calls them, E-turbines, and it needs access to these as well, which you can get from all the way over there, and then it grabs these ones from here so that then it's proliferated. Is that all it needs? Yeah. And then it sends them back into here. And then we have another set of machines. Or another machine. So we take it back out again. Oh no, it doesn't. It has to send it into here, doesn't it? So that's where the slot is. And I could move it over. Yeah, let's move it over then. Like that. So it doesn't come out of here. Potentially do the proliferation in this one then. Because that might be a bit easier to weave it round. Yeah, let's do that. So it then goes in here. In there, say. And then... Oh, it did go in. I thought it hadn't gone in. And then we have... maybe that goes there. We chop that off. And this is its output. And then this one, which is the super E-magnet turbine, whatever it calls them, comes out of here. So this grabs... Wait, that's in the wrong place, isn't it? Yeah. So we need to... We don't need to, but let's take that back again. Back a notch. Like that. So this then is the carbon, and that is the green engines. And then we can put some proliferation on those. So let's get the proliferation out. Okay, let's just test it with the one thing and find out I've messed it up somehow. So put that in there some. And then we want regular bots to demand that. Let's ratio it. So, no, let's not ratio it. So, if we just set them all at 1,000 or something. Because this is the one we need the least of, but it's the most complicated. Right, and then that's 1,000. That's 1,000. That's 1,000. That's 1,000. And then you want bots, and you want to demand. Have we got juice in? Yeah. So we want demand. Storage. Everything else storage. Storage. And that's not a demand, is it? That's a storage. Probably need bigger numbers, but that's fine. Okay. Has anyone made anything yet? So okay, I'll just finish this off. I'll finish it off stream. Why are you not doing anything? Oh right, what? Why? Wait, what? Why is that not motors? Don't know what happened there. Oh, hang on, something weird's happened with the... Because that shouldn't... That should go to the middle. Don't know why that went that way. Did it put anything on the bell? Oh, I've messed that one up somehow. This isn't outputting. It should be. Oh, I know what it was. That should be across to there, shouldn't it? Cool, so that's working now. So it's outputting some stuffs. So I need to... These are going to be weird different lengths, but... Oh, I never hooked this. I didn't even set the recipe on this one. Right, so you need an output. There. I mean, and I can always, you know, double this up, but I don't think this is the one that's going to suffer. Why have you not got anything else? Local demands. So we just not got any magnets, or have I just messed that up? Yeah, they're just not coping with the demand for both, basically. Because this is demanding them, and this is demand. So probably needed to double the magnet build. But why have you not got any green? Oh, because they're all filling up on the belt. Okay. You got to bring me one magnet, surely. Surely, my friend. No? Oh! What was that? Oh, thank you for the follow, DSR208. Daisato, rather. Thank you very much for the follow. Hey, we got some magnets coming. We got some magnet. It just sort of does eventually even up. I did this. There was a weirdness on the yellow science planet because I'm doing some very strange stuff, if I'm totally honest, but deliberately so that I can learn some things as I'm playing through. because on the science planets, I'm making all of the raw products in all of the ways possible, but it means I'm massively oversupplying. But I discovered that there's some weird quirk with like the logistics stations where are you actually making something? You are. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I'll copy these down and work out the numbers and stuff, after the stream because I've gone over a bit, but I thought it was worth finishing this. We've got 5. There's 5. All of 5. But yeah, it was like it was not taking them to where you would think it would take them. So rather than taking them, basically they were virtually next to each other. So like that. These 3 things. And it had the sort of raw product in here. And it was being demanded by both of these 2. And you would think it would supply straight to that one first. But it was supplying to the one that was further away. And it was a bit sort of, why? I mean, it didn't have enough really to support both of them fully. But there was literally none going to this one. And it was all going to this one. Even though, I mean, not that it was slowly filling up, but not really very quickly. But yeah, there's always some quirk in the logic somewhere that causes it to do that. I'm sort of hoping we get more logic stuff, basically, that we can start setting priorities and all this sort of stuff. Because you can control it with distance, this angular thing, transport ranger drones, and you've got options here and all that sort of stuff. So, potentially it is controllable. If I just set that to 0, oh, I think that went. Did it go? Yeah. Let's chase it. Let's follow it. I really like the drones. They have like smiley faces on them. I don't know if you've ever looked at them. It's like, well, to me it looks like a smiley face. It's like happy little drone doing its job. Right, so that should be the magnets coming in. All 6 of them. Then they're going out. And being made into accumulators. And accumulators are coming back. And being stored. Awesome. Right, well there we go. I say I will properly scale this up and get it all running properly. I think I'm going to have to put another magnet build in and that sort of thing. But, this planet's got 56 million iron and 48 million copper. And there's 3 million silicon here. And then there's like 15 million or something. And what 24 million? Well, nearly 25 million. On the other planets. So I basically need to exploit this whole system, but I'll do that basically. That gives me something to play during the week between streams. When we come back on Friday, Fridays should just be the normal stream. In fact, let's get me scheduled up. Let's just show you for anyone that isn't aware. So this is my weekly schedule. I basically stream at weekends, usually starting at 3 o'clock GMT. There's a converter on my page if you wanted to work out your local time, local equivalent. And basically Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I start at 3 o'clock, and that will be as per normal this weekend. As it says there, I stream Factorios on Saturday and Sunday. Those are longer 3-hour streams. And then the Friday and Monday Dyson Sphere programs are normally 2 hours. However, I've got some holiday Friday and Monday, and my plans have been effectively cancelled. So rather than start at 5 on Monday, I'll start at 3. So all of them will actually be 3 o'clock. And the idea for the weekend stream with Dyson Sphere Program is to finish off the sciences, basically. So I'll get all of the planets prepped. I'll get these polar hub things that I do, the blue and red polar hub things, all done on all the planets. I'll try and might get them all mined, but this, even with the new level 2 miners, it can take a while. So that may not be feasible, but I'll give it a go. And I say I'll get this one up and running so that we've got lots of electricity knocking about. So I hadn't appreciated you could put the lava things so close to each other, because we're going to get an enormous amount of power out of this planet. It's going to be huge, so we're going to be able to support a lot of battery production. And I say I'm really doing that to learn rather than it being. I think it's the suns is the way to go, but yeah, this is different, you know, somewhat to learn, somewhat different. Yeah, so that's it for this week. I also have, if you want to catch up on any of my series, so this Dyson Sphere Program, my various Factorio series that I've done, all of the VODs are over on YouTube, basically, the YouTube channel. You're looking for Trismegistus, which is me, and it is alias to Triggles, though, because I think that's a little easier to say. If you wanted to find those. Yeah, so if you have been watching, thanks for doing so. If you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Dyson Sphere Program. That's for soon. Cheers.